everybody, it's Beth from BH Crochet 2011, and I saw that somebody had done a crochet tag, and I wanted to join in on it to, give my subscribers a little bit of more of a background where my crochet came from. So, question 1, how long have you been crocheting? I started crocheting probably when I was 15, 16 years old. It might have been a little bit sooner than that. I'm not quite sure. I know it was in middle school. So, who taught you how to crochet? My mother actually taught me how to crochet. She had been making a lot of blankets and crocheting a blanket for a friend of hers that was going to have a baby, or her daughter that was going to have a baby, I'm not sure. And I wanted to learn how to do it because it looked fun. So, yeah, my mom taught me to crochet. Question number 3. What's your favorite hook size? When I first started crocheting, I think it was a size G, 4.25 millimeter hook. Since I've been crocheting now for almost 10 years, I would say my favorite crochet hook is probably now, can't remember if it's an H. I think it is a 5.5 millimeter hook, and between a 5 millimeter and a 5.5 millimeter hook are my two favorite ones, basically. Number 4, what's your favorite brand of hooks? I believe that the ones I like the best are Susan Bates. I love her hooks. If I remember right, those are the ones I like. No, I don't think it's Susan Bates. I think it's Boyle. Okay, I have my stash right here, so yes, my favorite hooks are Boyle. The reason why is because I don't like the flat heads on the crochet hooks like Susan Bates has. I always get Boyle and Susan Bates backwards because I think they're, I don't know why, because I guess they both have a B in them, so I'm guessing that's part of the reason. But the tips of the Boyle, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, and that's sad. Those are the kind of crochet hooks I like. I don't like the flat-ended ones that go up, that have more of a point to them than these do. So, those would be my favorite crochet brand hooks. Number 5. What's your favorite yarn? My favorite yarn is Red Heart. I love Red Heart yarn. Basically, that is all that I buy. I do a lot of my projects, most of all my projects are Red Heart yarn. And there's not many that I found other than Red Heart that I like. I also like the Caron 1 pounds. I do not like the Caron Simply Soft. It's just, I don't know what it is about it that I just am not fond of. I've made a couple things with it, and I don't like it. I think it's just too soft for me, I guess. I'm not sure why, but the Caron 1 pounds and Red Heart yarn are basically the only kind of yarn that I basically buy. So, number 6, what's your favorite pattern? Well, to be honest, I don't have a favorite pattern. I'm still trying to learn patterns, so I guess right now my favorite pattern as of right now that I've learned would be the star pattern. I really like it. It comes together really well, and I have accomplished it well. I also I guess my favorite pattern would be the interlac Tunisian crochet that Beth in Texas did. I love that. It's fast, it's easy, and depending on the yarns that you put together, it comes out beautifully. So I guess that would be my favorite, the interlac crochet. It might change. Number 7, who's your favorite crochet guru? I actually have quite a few of them. I would say, to begin with, it was Mikey. My next ones would be Beth in Texas, and Bob Wilson 123, Claire, I love their videos. They make great tutorial videos. They explain a lot. You're able to get a hold of them easily and ask any questions, and they give you very good answers. So those would be my biggest three right now. Mikey and Beth and Claire. I also have to say Laura, Sweet Pagan Rose. I love some of her stuff, and just to see it is amazing. So, number 8. What are you inspired by? My inspiration for crochet when I started getting back into it was making the blanket for my uncle, who was diagnosed with cancer and going through chemo and radiation. He is my biggest inspiration, and to see the look on his face and how happy he was to get it and how much he loved it was so heartwarming to me. Sorry. I miss him a lot. He was a big part of my life. He encouraged me all the time with everything. So my biggest inspiration is to make people happy and to see the look on their face of, you know, knowing that something was made especially for them. I've made quite a few blankets for my family, and I get the same feeling every time I give it to them and see the look on their face. My mom, she cried. She would be another inspiration to me because my mom is very proud of everything that I've done and continues to inspire me to continue to learn. So those are my two biggest inspirations. What do you use for a stitch marker? Usually anything I have on hand, which is usually scrap pieces of yarn that I've cut off of making a hat or something like that. So it's pretty much whatever I have on hand, because I don't actually have any stitch markers. I plan on buying some whenever I get the money, but I don't use them very often. So, number 10, what was the highest amount you paid for one skein of yarn? I believe it was a Caron yarn, and I've only bought it at that price once, and it was $8.99, and it was a 1 pound skein of yarn, and I think that is the highest I've ever paid for yarn. I usually try to get things on sale. Caron is only sold here in my hometown at Joann's, and they usually have sales, or I have a coupon, so I don't normally pay full price for the Caron yarn. I always watch for it to go on sale. How many times have you done a project before you got it right? That would be my stockings that I did for my pattern. It took me about 3 times before I got it right because I was still learning to read patterns, and yeah, it took a while for me to get used to it. It took me 3 tries and probably about a week and a half because I was getting so frustrated because I couldn't get it to come out right. And that's the only one so far that I've had a hard time with, was the stockings, and now I have it down pat. So, do you know how to read patterns? Not really. I'm trying to learn to read patterns. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody here in my hometown or any place that I know of to go to help me learn how to read patterns. My sister-in-law has been talking about getting a group together with some people she knows, but as of right now, I am still learning how to read patterns, and I hope that someday I'll be able to. How do you feel when you're in a yarn store? My husband jokes with me all the time that when I get into the yarn section, whether it's at Walmart or Joann's, that he's lost me for an hour. My feelings are basically all the thoughts running through my head of what projects I could do, how colors could go together, what I could use for this color, how I can put it together. It's just a really big thought process for me. It's basically just, what could I do with this? You know, I could use this color with this pattern. You know, it's just a whole thought process, and all different kind of projects going through my head. And I usually am not in there very long. My husband exaggerates, so he always says it's going to be an hour, but it doesn't take me that long. Number 14. Do you have a lot of yarn but still feel like it's not enough? I don't actually have a lot of yarn. I have one big tub of yarn sitting right here next to me, and I'll show you. This is my yarn. This is all the yarn that I have, and it all goes into this box. So that's the only yarn I have, and it's not a lot of yarn, but I don't feel like I have enough because I don't have a lot of yarn to be able to do big projects, and that's the thing that hurts the most. So yeah, I don't have much, but I don't have enough either. Number 15. Do you consider yourself a yarnaholic? Yes, I do. I love yarn. Every time I go to Walmart, I have to go back to the yarn section. I have to look at all the yarns, see if there's any new colors out, or if they've put anything different out, and look at all the yarns. If I had $1 million, I would buy as much yarn as possible and fill a whole house full of yarn, if I could. So yes, I consider myself a yarnaholic. Even though I don't have a lot of yarn, I do consider myself a yarnaholic. Have you ever freestyled crochet? Yes, I am currently doing that right now with some hats that I've been making for to donate to our hospital NICU unit for them, because I had some yarn left over, baby colored yarn. So I have freestyled a hat. I don't know if it's an actual pattern or if somebody's ever made it. It was just something I was sitting one night and just decided to try, and it worked out beautifully, and I love it, and it's amazing because it's reversible and it looks great either way. So I don't know if it's usable, so stay tuned for this coming Sunday's video, because I will be doing on cast off through. Number 7. Express how you feel when you are counting in crochet and someone interrupts you. I ignore them, pretty much. If they persist, I'm counting, leave me alone. But most of the time I ignore them. It doesn't always make everybody happy, but I kind of ignore them and keep counting. If they keep interrupting me and keep throwing me off my count, I usually get a little mad and get frustrated and exchange some words. So I try to ignore them so that doesn't happen. Number 18. Do you dream about crochet? No. Honestly, I don't. I don't dream about crochet. There's a lot of times I don't sleep because I have a thought in my head about a pattern, or that I just want to finish a certain project, that I don't want to go to bed, but I don't actually dream about crochet. Number 19. Do you drive and crochet? No. Never have, never plan to, ever. I consider it to be dangerous, because certain patterns, it's just something you can't do unless you have it with you and you're caught in traffic and you're sitting for an hour sometimes on the highway. I mean, that would be maybe something I would do, but otherwise no. I don't think I would ever drive and crochet. 20. Do you crochet at work? I never have. I'm currently unemployed right now, trying to find a job. I don't see myself crocheting in the particular job field that I would be going into, because I probably would not have time to. If I was able to, then yes, I probably would. If I had, an hour lunch or something, and I just didn't want to leave work or something, I would probably do it if I wanted to. But in my particular field that I went to school for, I don't think I would be able to crochet at work. 21. Do you dislike it when you have a simple pattern but it's hard to follow due to the way it's written? Yes, because there is a pattern right now that I have been trying. It is an easy crochet pattern that I got a free sample off of from Joann's or something. It's a baby blanket, and I cannot read it. I have sat and tried. It does not make any sense to me. It's just, I don't know if the words are just foreign to me, or what it is, but yes, it's very frustrating to not be able to understand the pattern and get it to where you want it to be, and then once you do figure it out, or you have somebody help you, it's just like, why didn't I think of that? Or, you just kind of feel stupid because you should have known what it was, but for some reason you just couldn't get it at the time. Number 22. How many UFOs, unfinished objects, do you have? Currently, I would say that I have 3 or 4 projects right now that are unfinished. One of them is Introlac, which I got bored with for a while, so I just kind of put it aside and wanted to work on some other things. I have a star blanket that is unfinished because I do not have enough yarn to finish it. I have another star blanket that I'm making that I kind of put to the side because I wanted to make some baby hats because I had so much yarn and I needed something to be able to make for my cast-off crew video. So I have 2 star blankets. One is because I can't finish because I don't have yarn. The other one is just because I put it aside for the time being. Maybe it's only 3. I thought I had more than that. So right now I think it's 3. I do tend to get bored with them sometimes, so I have 3 or 4 projects running at a time, and I kind of go back and forth with them. If I get bored with it after a couple weeks of just doing that, I move on to something else so that I'm not, it doesn't take me forever because I just don't want to do it. That's basically why I have so many unfinished projects at the moment, because of that purpose. So, to keep me busy and keep me occupied and keep me happy. And the last question, do you travel with your hook and yarn? Actually, I do. Anytime I go to see my family in southern Indiana, I usually always take it with me. Unfortunately, I don't get to do it a lot of times when I get down there because it's too busy and I'm not comfortable doing it crocheting in the car when my husband drives. But I always take it with me. I took a trip about a year ago to California with my husband in a plane, and I wanted to take my crochet with me because I have anxiety real bad, and I knew it would help because that's one of my stress reliever and anxiety helpers is crocheting, and you can't take it on the plane with you. As far as I know, the aluminum ones you definitely can't, or the steel ones, and I'm not sure about the plastic ones, but I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to even take those on the plane because they're considered weapons. So yeah. But I usually do, when I do road trips driving, I usually take them with me. I don't always get to work on it when I'm in wherever I'm going, but yeah, I usually do take it with me on the road. So, and that was my crochet tag, and hope that gives everybody a little bit more insight about me and my passion for crochet. And stay tuned for my cast-off crew video that'll be out Sunday. Thanks, guys. Bye.